Clancy, and today I'm going to be telling you all about working at Victoria's Secret and what it's like and behind the scenes and the nitty gritty and just everything in between. So if you would like to know what exactly goes on there, what it is like, I just like slurred my word. So if you'd like to know what exactly goes on there, what it is like behind the scenes, then keep on watching because I'm going to be revealing all of the secrets. Just kidding, these aren't secrets, but you know what? Yeah. So I worked at Victoria's Secret during my summer before my sophomore year of college, after my freshman year, obviously, okay? After a full year of college, my very first year. If you're new to my channel, just so you know, I'm a junior now. So first of all, welcome if you're new. Hello, how are you? I hope you stick around. Hit the subscribe button, stay a bit, you know? No. So yeah, after a full first year of college, I of course was broke. I mean, you spend so much money at college, I feel. So I needed a job. And I decided to hit up my local mall and apply to Victoria's Secret. So I actually technically didn't hit up my local mall. I went online and I applied online, and I got a call a few days later asking me if I would like to come in for an interview, and I said yes. So I went in for an interview, and mind you, I was so nervous for this interview. I was like gonna throw up possibly. It was just really nerve-wracking and scary, if I do say so myself. It was basically common questions, things you would expect. Tell me a little bit about you. That's one. Tell me about past work experience you've had. They look at your GPA. I remember she was just like, oh, okay, GPA, like, I don't know, just stuff like that. Only one question, I was just like, what? Like, kind of threw me for a curveball. I was like, was not expecting that. And it was, which you'll probably get this question because they're big on this. Say you're working and you're selling someone a bra. Tell me how you would then link that to the beauty department. Because Victoria's Secret, as you probably know, they have bras and stuff like that, but then they also sell perfume and self-tanner and makeup and things like that. And Victoria's Secret's very big on linking. So I was just like, and I'll tell you my answer, because if just a little tip if you want to use this answer in your interview if you're currently about to work there. I said, well, I would have to see the situation. Say I was selling someone a bra for a wedding or prom. I would then tell them, hey, you know what would be perfect for that day? We actually sell self-tanner and it's awesome, and come over here and let me show you. So yeah, that was my answer. I think it was fine, if I do say so myself. That was just the first interview, and if you do well, you get a second interview. And she was like, basically kind of told me I was gonna get a second interview. I pretty much knew it. And she was like, wear that exact outfit, say the exact what you just said, and I obviously didn't wear the exact outfit because that would have been weird. But yeah, so then I got a second interview, and that one was the dreaded group interview. I think group interviews are so awkward. Like, oh my gosh, like you're basically competing with other people, and you don't want to be like the, oh my gosh, look at me, and like everyone's just in the room like, this girl is just bragging, like, okay. But then you don't want to fall, you know, down and just be like a little scared cub. Like, it's a really weird balance to strike. So I hated that. But the group interview was so easy. Like, it's a much easier setting. You're obviously, they're not gonna ask you something so in depth. Pretty much she just asked, what relevant work experience do you have in the past that can help you for this position? What do you think is the most important quality to have? What's a good quality you have about yourself? And you know, we kind of go around like a little line, and it's pretty awkward, like hearing other people's responses and then trying to one-up them. It's weird, but yeah, it went well, and the group interview is nothing to be scared about. One thing I would recommend for an interview, if you're trying to look the part, that's what they always say for interviews, wear all black, because that is the dress code of Victoria's Secret. You have to wear all black, which I hated because it's like, you can, like, no, not one little pop of color, like, come on. Like, I felt like I was going to a funeral every day, so yeah. So I got a call that very same night telling me I got the job, and I was so hyped, so excited, like, yes. So you have a 3-day onboarding session, which is like orientation, training, whatever you want to call it, and I actually found it really interesting. Pretty much you just watch a lot of videos instructing you how to do things about the business, good sales techniques, things like that. Also learn how to measure people for bras, different types of bras. I feel like I know every single one of them now. Even my friends, if they're ever wearing a Victoria's Secret bra, I know exactly which kind it is. Then came my very first day, and this was, oh my gosh, so nerve-wracking. It's so weird. You literally just get thrown onto the floor and you're a worker, but it's like, I felt like telling every person, every customer, I know nothing. Like, I'm new. I know probably just as much as you do. Like, you probably even know more, because I never really shop at Victoria's Secret. I do, but like not that often. However, the very first day went really well, and I actually loved that first day. It was so nice. I remember my first customer that was asking me like this question I did not know. She was asking me about like garters or something like that, and I was just like, say what? But obviously you can never just be like, I don't know. So like, whatever it was, I figured it out. And I remember that very first customer ended up coming up to me after she paid and everything and being like, thank you so much. And I was just like, oh, no problem, girl. Are you kidding? Yeah. How it works is that if you work 5 hours, I think it's more than 5 hours, you get 1 half-hour break and 2 15s. If you work less than 5 hours, even if you work 4 hours and 30 minutes, you get just 1 15. So honestly, like you always wanted that good, you know, over 5 hour shift. And here I'm just gonna break just to tell you how much I made and different discounts, stuff like that, because I know you're all so curious. At my Victoria's Secret, I know it varies, I made $10 an hour, which is basically minimum wage. I was selling bras, not solving science stuff, not, you know, okay, so. And discounts, you get 30% off, which was pretty sweet. Now I'm gonna talk about the hours. So working in retail, especially Victoria's Secret, the hours can be rough because a lot of my hours were I would work until closing. I have been at Victoria's Secret at the store until 1:30 a.m. just closing. I happen to work at a very big Victoria's Secret, huge, and we would be the last ones leaving the mall every single night, and it took so long to have to fold every single underwear, every single bra that was mixed up, just everything. Like everything was just messed up every single day, every single night. So that sucked. And then another thing that sucked is that a lot of retail has something called on-call or call-ins, and I actually think they just banned this in New York State, which if they did, kudos to you, because this actually like ruined lives. Not really, but yeah, pretty much. So basically you are put on your schedule, you have your set days to work, but then you also have call-in times. So that means that you have to call in 2 hours before the shift is supposed to begin and say, hey, do you need me today? And they either say, yeah, come in, or no, don't. More than half the time, like 80% of the time, they said, no, we don't need you. So you know what that meant though? My day was ruined. Say I had a call in at 3 p.m., I couldn't make plans, you know? What if I had to go into work? So I'd have to sit on my butt until 1 p.m. and say, hey, do you need me today? Just for them to be like, no, and then I don't have plans. It'd be even worse if my call in was for 6:30, because then my whole day would be ruined. It was rough. Personally, I hated working the closing shifts, which I had a lot of them, 6:30 to like, it could be, you know, in the 12s, 1s, anything like that. The next memorable thing I'll be talking about are the customers. The customers, oh my gosh. Before working in retail, I did not know that such people existed. There are people in the world who are just crazy, like crazy. People would literally fight to get like the best deals on a bra. It just always made me like disgust materialistic things and material items, and it's just, oh my gosh. So yeah, you will get some of the worst customers of your entire life, especially at Victoria's Secret, because I just feel like all different type of people come in, and it's just not a good time at all. But I do want to say there are some nice people, there are some amazing people who you're like, there's some people I met, helped with, and I'm like, wow, we could be best friends. Like, this is like great. Also, I remember like just nice people. At one time, a man, I helped him. He was like, you know, in his mid-50s maybe, kind of just like a businessman type guy. I don't know. I think he was wearing a suit. Basically sold him a perfume, and because I remember he wasn't sure if he was buying it or not. I ended up selling it to him, and then 20 minutes later my manager came up to me and she was like, Clancy, that man who you just helped came up to me, and I'm just like, what man I just helped, and like, what did he say? Oh my. And that guy asked to speak to a manager just to tell him what a great worker I am, how I have such tenacity. I've never been told that before in my life, but yeah. And you start going on and on about what a great sales associate I was, and that I'm going places in life and all this stuff, and I was just like, what? Like, that's actually, like, that's so nice, because that did not benefit him at all to say. Like, you didn't have to say that. And plus, please, I'm not, like, yeah. So yeah, that was really nice, and you will meet amazing people, but you also will meet like just the worst people of your entire life. Like, customers give you such a headache. As for coworkers, of course this will completely vary depending on which Victoria's Secret you work at, but basically I wasn't really that good friends with anyone I worked with. I had about 2 or 3 people who were like my go-to people, like that I was like, I wasn't BFFs with them, but like I came in and was like, yo, what up, girl? And everyone else I was just like friendly with. Everyone was, there's no one who was mean. Everyone was nice. People were funny. Can't explain it though. They weren't like me. A lot of people just weren't like they weren't similar to me. I can't explain it. There are a lot of co-workers at Victoria's Secret. It's not just like 2 or 3 sales associates. There were like, I don't know, 20 something of us, maybe even more. No, like more than that. It's like a very big Victoria's Secret I worked at though. As for bosses, most of my bosses were so nice. I do say most because, you know, we always have that, yeah, but no, but especially my direct boss was just the nicest woman ever, and very, very nice. So it obviously will depend. You do have to realize that it kind of is a stressful environment working in retail. You're always, the thing I hate about it is you're always just trying to sell something, and you're always trying to, like, it's this thing called getting in the green, where if you're not in the green zone by like different, I think it's like every couple of hours there's like a little box. You have to make a certain amount of sales per hour in order to stay in the green zone and to stay on track. That's so like crazy to like think about. Also, my least favorite part about working at Victoria's Secret was spa, and this is something huge that I actually should have discussed first, but if you're still around, I hope you are, then it's something you'll need to know. This is sales per associate, and my Victoria's Secret had spa. It is the worst thing to happen to a sales associate. Basically, you get tracked on how many sales you have per day. Guys, it is so stressful because it's not accurate. It's not accurate at all. Like, you could have a sale, and if you've ever been to Victoria's Secret, they ask, has anyone helped you today? And then you say, oh yes, Clancy helped me. No one would remember my name. People wouldn't say it. When before I worked at Victoria's Secret, whenever they asked me that, doesn't matter who helped me, I would just say no, because I didn't care, and like, I don't know, like what? Now I do, because I know what it's like to be, you know, a spa victim. And you just write down how many sales you had. And this just resulted in, people stealing each other's spa. I remember there was this one coworker I had, she was like in her 40s or 50s, like, this woman who, she was just like crazy with stealing people's spas. Like, I guess she was a nice woman unless you were working with her and she was trying to like take all these sales. It was just craziness. You don't get paid for it, but it's just, if you don't hit your spa, it's just awkward. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta hit your spa. So that was always really annoying. You're always trying to sell, but at the same time, I just feel like if I didn't have spa, I feel like I would have been a better sales associate. It causes you to just be so focused on, like, I don't know, it just made for a very bad work environment, I think, and I think it's a very dumb thing, because I'm the type of person, hey, if I'm given a job, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it well. So you don't need to like scare me with spa in order to make me sell sales. I will sell them. I will be friendly. I'll be outgoing. That's one thing. If you want to work at Victoria's Secret or in retail in general, you need to be outgoing. You need to be like, you can't be shy. You're literally going out to people and being like, hi, how can I help you? And it kind of puts you in an awkward position, I guess. Like, personally, when I go to stores and people say, hi, can I help you? I dread it. Like, there are times I don't even go into a store because I'm like, I don't even feel like being bothered. So to be that person, like, I was that person. It's like crazy. Overall, working at Victoria's Secret will vary based on your particular store. Personally, I hated it. I hated retail. There were just crazy customers. The bad hours, it just was not my thing. The thing is though, like, I feel like I really could have loved retail. The thing about it is sometimes you're selling products that you're not even proud of. There were times where I was like, oh my gosh, this self tanner is to die for. I didn't think so. I would not be caught dead wearing that self tanner. And you guys know, like, on my YouTube channel, I would never tell you guys I like a product that I don't like. It's just not what I do. And to have a job description be to sell products that you're not even proud of, like, what? Like, I just didn't like that. And I didn't like, what my number one complaint about working in retail is, and the number one reason that I say I just didn't like it, I felt like I was like tricking people or like conning people, and like poor innocent people. Like, I remember there was this man, he came in and he was just so lost and confused, and like, I feel like trying to get people to buy things that you know they don't even need, and like, I didn't feel right about it. Like, I didn't leave each day saying like, oh, I'm so excited I sold like 12 fabulous bras. Like, no, like, I left the store being like, honestly, these people didn't even need what I was selling them. I can't explain it, but I felt morally wrong for what I was doing, which is, like, this is actually kind of like a weird, I don't know if anyone else working in retail has ever felt that way, but like, it just didn't feel right. Like, I can't explain it, but it didn't sit well with me. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're not already, be sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified of my future videos, and be sure to be following me on Instagram, Twitter, even Snapchat, all the social media, you know what's happening. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, but I'll talk to you guys later.